All right, Gemini, welcome to my channel, Joy of the World, and I am your reader, Melissa Joy, and I am telling you, you're doing away with some hard AF stuff. And I'm like, oh, what is going on here? And you start talking secrets to me, like, most of us resonate with Dark Moon Lilith and Dark Lord. And I'm like, who's Dark Lord? They're like, it's all that unknown energy, like the Odin stone and runes. It's that empty stone. It says unknowable, but you're all up in there because you're like, it's knowable. You're like, I don't mind backstroking through the ocean at night. Sharks, I'm not scared of sharks. It's like on land, and when the daylight's up and all these people trying to act like they're your friends, and then they love you, draw you close, they get you all worked up to let all your delicious cosmic creation, conjugation, partnership self come on out. Then they use you, they abuse you, they drag you down, and they use you as their life raft. And you're like, those are sharks. You're like, this other stuff hits sharks. And so we're taking a little peek, because that's an acre, that's been a thorn. That has been something that has been sold to you. So what I say is delve and dive. Take that time with your darkness, with yourself, especially with some sleep, Gemini. You sort of attractive, unctuous, yummy, juicy because of your vibrant human self, your gateway, your portal, that you forget to sleep. Because sleep is where a lot of that dark energy comes on through, and it bypasses that world thinking. Because what you're experiencing with people in those moments of that usership and sucking you in, all that other, the what you call the true sharks, right? That we're prone to that when we're awake, but when we go to sleep, yourself can talk to yourself, because it's not having to use the world's cheese grater or hamburger grinder to take you down and reduce you into something that exposes it to all this bacteria and all this dead air. Dead air. You're like, promises unfulfilled, Joy. And I'm like, okay, well, I heard you whisper something about secrets. Let's get into a little bit of Gemini secrets. Hopefully, it's just too much crap around your mind. Shut your eyes some. Maybe meditate a little bit. I will start a meditation channel that has more to do with nature, and it's coming forth from pure heart and intention. Not just about the word mind, but getting into the sensory body to get into your sensational life. That's very much because I've been through some dark, Gemini. I'm like, I understand quite a bit of that. Let's see what you got going on here. The Magician. The point of origin, the entry point and the point of power is what you're talking about. It's where the two come together, and it creates a receptivity is what you're talking about. Taking that time alone is considered dark. Taking that time to sleep is the rest in the dark. Taking time to meditate, taking time out, like a lot of you may spend time like sitting on the toilet because you're like, you just sit there and you love that time to check out. Pardon me, I'm gonna see if I can block this wind. Taking that time to check out because you're like, I just want to be left alone with myself for a minute. Well, you can have some more glorious left alone moments than just that, letting the trash out. How about you let the treasure in? PowerPoint. They're saying, oh, speak a little bit more about that, because your Jupiter is rising in power. I don't know if you remember in school where they said Jupiter is the largest planet. It's so massive and large that all the other planets could go in it and there would still be plenty of room. Now, let me tell you, that big massiveness of yourself, which I know because you're like, it isn't really dark. All that dark I love to be in, Dark Lord, Dark Lilith, is really just my closet. It's really just my toy chest. And I'm like, I know. Let's get on in there. All right, I'm not getting all in your biz. We're just gonna get into a little bit of the traversing it and then moving through it. If you wonder, I'm blocking the wind over here. But get into that, because we've got it heating up and warming up, because Jupiter and the sun, for several of us, not those who are just special, those who've literally been dragged. Like, you're like, where's my flesh? Where's my bone? I quit having hope long time ago. Happy disappeared, I don't know, some century or decade or millennia ago. You're like, where am I and why am I here? And you keep it silent. You keep it down. You keep your calm. You keep your cool. So much refill yoga for somebody. Go do your little bit of yoga, all right? 5-10 minutes. You could just a little stretchy stretch here and there. Bless yourself. Bless yourself. And in those moments, your magnificent Jupiter and the sun coming together is you really getting an aha moment, an epiphany of the greatness. That's you. I believe in your greatness, but my belief isn't enough, okay? Because to me, belief is I be living. I be living it. And you're like, okay, I'm gonna get together with my sun, which is just pure happiness. It's where we come from. It's who we are. It's the source of all life. Pardon me, itchy out here. And then your Jupiter, your ability to sensationalize it, to see it, to perceive it, our senses, right? To take it in and chew it up and see through that point of view that you have. That's the food. Like they say, trash in, trash out. And like if you don't feed your plants, they're going to get thin and weedy looking and get diseases and things. But when you feed it and you take care of it, it's going to have this expansive growth, and a growth that contributes to its niche in life. A niche doesn't have to mean small, it means specific. Its purpose, that'll happen. But Gemini needs meaning. So let's get into a bit of the meaning. And look at that Ace of Wands. And you're like, I don't want to be stuck. Both of these are stuck and limited. Relegating to hanging on. No more hanging on. Okay, Gemini, let's get in that. And you're like, that's right. Stake your claim. Stake your claim. Sod and swift, man. Don't tell anybody. That's why you're going through this season of time alone. Because it's coming. It'll come in a lot faster and intimate and specific to who you are when you don't talk about it. When you don't splain. If you ever watch Ricky and Lucy, you got no splaining to do, okay? You don't have to explain yourself to anybody, because that's a major energy drag. And if you have your sun and moon and Jupiter being amplified together with this uprising action, speaking of Mars, wherever the magician went, magician, he already ready to go. They're like, Joy, don't slow down, keep going. And the season is now, the time is now, because Stag Moon just came in. You have a lot of ideas hanging around you. I'm not sure you even know it. Because this is how we feed. That dark, we feed here. We feed crown chakra. We feed through our butt, sitting down. We feed through our spine, laying down. We feed through the crown chakra. All right, so not just grazing, not this low end of trying to find out how it's been for you and what experiences or circumstances or situations have proved to you, trying to show you or smush you or put you back in your place like whack-a-mole. Or like that snake that pops out of the Pringle can, or whatever, it's being compressed and compressed. Maybe it's not depressed, friend. It's compressed. It's oppressed. But think of that. They talk about the kinetic energy, the stored energy in a spring. When it's pressed, guess what? When you release, they're like, release yourself. Release yourself. Maybe that's why so many people spend time thinking on the toilet. They're like, I'm trying to get my head wrapped around it, Joy. The amount of greatness and power that I have. I'm like, open your heart, my friends. Open your heart to yourself. That is love. And that's how we start to love our life. As we begin to take a little time with ourselves so that we can live it. And stay in tune and in touch with our dream. Because right now, there's a whole big sky full of dream thief going around. It's the numbing of the waves. There's so much, let me check my time because I'm doing a 7:07. There's so much clutter in the airwaves now through the satellites and the cell phones and everything else that it keeps it overheated. So get you in some sacred space. I know a friend, she lives somewhere where there are these little caves naturally carved into the mountain, and you can just get yourself in a little space of one and sit there and just breathe, smell, listen, ruminate, like meditate on, like, let the mind bring forward to you things that you've been experiencing lately. It's about as simple as that. All right. I'm glad that you were here. Happy we ran this together. Drop your comments down below. Let me know where you are from. I'm glad to have you stop by. And always remember, I love you. Until next time.